Damn right. And you're gonna make a difference.
This one comes with a basic sort of digital package.
Hey, you can make money off my name, make it, okay?
You got the power to change lives, right?
Hello and welcome to the Barry J. McDonald podcast. If you're interested in creating your own digital product or just want to learn more, you're in the right place. Whether you're just starting out or have been working on your digital product for a while, we hope that our podcast will provide valuable insights and inspiration to help you on your journey. Take it away, Barry.
Hi, this is Barry here, and you are very, very welcome to today's podcast episode. So, how do you handle the risk of failure? Now, the way someone asked me this question the other day, it was almost like they wanted me to give them a plan that was guaranteed success. But I can't guarantee that for that person. I can't even guarantee it for myself. I'll do the best that I can, but I know that I'm probably going to have some failures along the way. But in the case of this person, again, like many of us, we want this kind of safe path from starting line to the finish line with just success after success after success after success. It's almost like we believe that we can have like a line of dominoes. We just push over the first one, we're guaranteed success all the way to the finish line. But again, as I said, you're not guaranteed it. You know, we believe that success is separate from failure. But success isn't separate from failure. It's actually two sides of the one coin. And if you're looking for success, you can be guaranteed that failure is going to be with you every step of the way. Now, you can also be guaranteed that when it comes to failure or having a failure, sometimes the reason we have failures is to show us a success. Sometimes there's actually something good in the ashes of that thing that went wrong. Sometimes we learn some experience. Sometimes we learn a new skill. Sometimes we meet new people. Sometimes we find that, the path that we were on was the wrong one for us. Again, looking back on my own life, when I look back to some of my past failures, at the time, when I was in them, they hurt. I was broken-hearted. I thought I wasn't skilled enough. I wasn't good enough. But sometimes life just kind of puts you in a dead end. It kind of says, stop. You're going down the wrong path. This over here is where you should be going. And sometimes when you have that dead end, we kind of stand there and say, well, this says a lot about me. I was wrong for the job. But if we just maybe turn to the left, turn to the right, we would have seen some opportunity. But again, when it comes to failure, we think it says more about us, as if there's nothing that we can learn from it. But you will find that if you have a failure, you're never back on square one. As I'm recording this video here, and the podcast here, if the videos failed, if the podcast failed, I'll still come away with something from this. Now, to people on the outside, it probably might seem like a failure. But as I'm recording these videos and doing the podcast, I'm learning things about myself. I'm building up my courage. I'm getting more comfortable to record a video and to put my voice in audio. I'm learning all those different things. I'm learning how to come up with content. I'm learning how to show up regularly. I'm being consistent. And these things that I am learning right now, if this is all a complete failure, are things that I can put in my tool bag, and then if I go off and maybe try some other kind of business venture or try something else, they're in my toolbox, and I can take them out when I need them. So that when you go into your second venture, even though it seems like you haven't, gained anything from it, you've gained a lot of things. But again, when it comes to failure, we think, well, it's a kind of a zero thing, as if nothing good ever comes from it. And again, sometimes our greatest successes that we believe are a great success right now could be a failure. You never know, as I'm doing this podcast, if it does get really, really successful, or these videos get really successful, it might feel like I'm having a success right now, but maybe further down the line, maybe I'm going to be overworked. Maybe I'm going to regret doing this podcast. Maybe I'm going to regret doing the videos and the audio when I maybe should have stuck with one or the other. But I won't know that until a later point. So, when it comes to failure, just be aware that if you're going to do something you've never done before. Now, if you stay in your little safe space, you've been guaranteed that because you are doing the things that you routinely do, you're probably not going to have many failures because you know exactly all the steps you need to do. But if you're going to step out of your comfort zone, if you're going to take actions you've never done before, if you're going to try and create a business you've never done before, you're going to learn things along the way. You're going to have failures on that path. But again, once you kind of gain that experience, once you develop more, you will find that you won't make those mistakes anymore, that failure won't show up as much because you know all the things to watch out for. Again, when you step out a little bit further, you will find that you're venturing into new ground. It's going to be filled with mistakes, it's going to be filled with failures, but again, if you stick out there, eventually you will find how to, make less of those failures. So it's always a kind of a learning phase we kind of go from, moving further and further out of our comfort zone. We're always going to have failures, but we will learn things along the way. So if you're looking for success, you can be guaranteed that failure is on the way, but in our greatest failures, sometimes we find our greatest successes. Sometimes it's life saying we need to go this way, or we need to go that way. And again, it's not a kind of end all where we don't gain anything from it. But I think for a lot of us, unfortunately, when it comes to success and failure, our minds are kind of brainwashed with all the kind of content in social media. All the people that we follow, you can guarantee that they have a great spouse, they drive a lovely car, they live in a wonderful home, they go on great holidays, their business is always successful. They're never rooting around the back of the sofa looking for some change to buy gas for the car or do shopping or anything like that. They're always perfect. And we believe that we need to be like that we can't have failures, or that when we have failures, we're the only one in the world who has them. But that's not true. Everybody has failures. So keep that in mind today. If you are looking to be successful, you can be guaranteed that failure will show up along the way. And in those failures, sometimes we have our greatest successes. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. If you're interested in learning more about how to create your own profitable digital course from scratch, we have a special report that we know you'll love. To pick up your copy of Piggyback Profits, How to Make Your First Profitable Course, go to writecom.com now. We'll see you in the next episode.